Among her numerous claims were predictions relating to world events, many which would later come true.
We all now witness a clearly truth. The world is changing faster than ever. The balance of power shifts overnight, where nations rise to glory while others crumble. Baba Vanga's visions for 2025 paint a picture of a world in flux. She spoke of 3 countries destined to rise like phoenixes from the ashes, and 3 others poised to fall from grace. According to her thought, 3 nations are rising, taking on new roles in global leadership, economy, and influence. Meanwhile, the other 3 face turmoil, economic struggles, and political shifts that could redefine their futures. With Baba Vanga's predictions, the world is undoubtedly shifting in dramatic ways. Are these changes merely the natural ebbs and flows of history, or is there something more profound at play? The 3 nations set to rise. Baba Vanga foresaw a dramatic shift in global power dynamics. While she never explicitly named countries, her visions have been linked to current events, and many believe they point to the rise of 3 specific nations. The prediction starts with the rise of a great Eastern power. As we delve deeper into Baba Vanga's enigmatic prophecies, one question stands out. Could the great Eastern power she envisioned be India? Legends tell of a mysterious prophecy, one that whispers of an Eastern nation rising to challenge the dominance of the West, not just in terms of wealth, but also in technological breakthroughs, cultural impact, and global leadership. Many believe this vision aligns with India, a country that is rapidly transforming itself into a powerhouse on the world stage. India's economic expansion is nothing short of remarkable. With a booming workforce, a thriving digital economy, and strategic global partnerships, experts suggest that by 2025, India could overtake Germany and Japan, securing its place as the world's 3rd largest economy. But growth isn't just about numbers. India is also positioning itself at the forefront of innovation, space exploration, and international diplomacy. In the age of artificial intelligence, Indian tech companies and startups are making waves, attracting major investments, and driving the next wave of digital transformation. The country is also solidifying its role in renewable energy, developing cutting-edge solutions to combat climate change while reducing dependence on fossil fuels. Additionally, India's advancements in defense technology and space exploration, including its ambitious lunar and interplanetary missions, are placing it among the world's leading spacefaring nations. But beyond economics and technology, India's cultural influence is also growing. From Bollywood's global reach to the spread of yoga, cuisine, and philosophy, the nation is leaving its mark on every corner of the world. With all these factors combined, one can't help but wonder, is India truly stepping into the role foreseen in ancient predictions? Could we be witnessing the dawn of a new era where India emerges as a defining force in shaping the future? Could India be the Eastern superpower Baba Vanga foresaw? Time will tell. The next nation was mentioned in her words is a nation stands out due to its unique geographical position, none other than Turkey. Nestled at the confluence of Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, Turkey has long held a pivotal role in global geopolitics. Its unique location is more than just a point on the map. It's a gateway connecting civilizations, economies, and strategic alliances. At the heart of this positioning lies the Bosporus Strait, a vital maritime passage where nearly 10% of global trade flows, cementing Turkey's control over one of the world's most crucial trade routes. But Turkey's significance extends far beyond geography. Over the past decade, the nation has been making bold moves, reshaping its economy, expanding its influence, and emerging as a key player in global affairs. Its leadership has strategically invested in infrastructure, defense, and technology, aiming to position Turkey among the world's most self-reliant and powerful nations. Could this be the very transformation that aligns with an age-old prophecy of a nation rising to bridge continents and assert global dominance? In the realm of diplomacy, Turkey has carved out a role as a mediator in some of the world's most intense conflicts, particularly in the volatile Middle East and Eastern Europe. With a dynamic foreign policy, it has navigated complex relationships with world powers while strengthening ties with regional allies. At the same time, its defense industry is rapidly advancing, with indigenous military technologies, drone warfare capabilities, and arms exports positioning Turkey as a formidable force in modern warfare. On the economic front, Turkey has been diversifying its industries, bolstering tourism, and fostering innovation, all while managing the challenges of inflation and shifting global markets. Its growing influence in renewable energy and trade partnerships signals a nation determined to secure a sustainable and dominant future. With its unique blend of military strength, economic ambition, and diplomatic agility, Turkey is at a crossroads, one where it could either face turbulence or rise to unprecedented heights on the world stage. Is this the beginning of a new era for Turkey? Could the vision of a nation bridging continents be unfolding before our eyes? Finally, Vanga revealed us about the rise of a South American giant. We are now talking about Brazil. Brazil, a land of breathtaking landscapes, abundant natural resources, and boundless potential. For decades, the country has grappled with economic turmoil, political instability, and environmental challenges. Yet, as we move closer to 2025, a remarkable transformation is unfolding. Could this be the very shift that aligns with Baba Vanga's vision of a nation rising to lead the world in sustainability? Once burdened by crises, Brazil is now turning its greatest challenges into strengths. With the Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of the earth, and an extensive network of rivers, Brazil is uniquely positioned to revolutionize the global energy sector. Already a dominant force in hydroelectric power, the country is now making bold strides in solar and wind energy, setting new global standards in renewable technology. Its commitment to clean energy innovation is not just reshaping its own future, but also influencing worldwide efforts to combat climate change. But sustainability isn't just about energy. It's about economic resilience, environmental stewardship, and global leadership. Brazil is actively investing in eco-friendly infrastructure, pioneering green urban planning, and developing policies aimed at protecting its invaluable ecosystems. At the same time, its influence on global trade, agriculture, and technological advancements in sustainability is steadily growing. As Brazil embraces its role as a leader in renewable energy and ecological preservation, the world is taking notice. Could this be the dawn of a new era for Brazil? A nation that once faced countless hurdles is now emerging as a beacon of hope in the fight for a greener, more sustainable future. Is Brazil on track to fulfill this prophetic vision? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world will be watching. The three nations set to face challenges. With what she had predicted for the above three countries, her visions continued suggest that 2025 could be a bad year for these three global powers. Starting with America. Baba Vanga allegedly foresaw an economic crisis that would impact many parts of the world in 2025. She foresaw a financial collapse that would shake the global economy, leading to widespread poverty and turmoil. The crisis would not only affect banks and markets, but also devastate everyday life for people worldwide. According to some accounts, she predicted a financial collapse that would disrupt the global economy and plunge millions into poverty. This crisis is expected to manifest as hyperinflation in Latin American countries, particularly Argentina, and cause employment and stability issues in developed economies worldwide. Trump's legacy, should he become president, will be the cost of his long-held ambition to ramp up his trade wars against the world. President Donald Trump has started his second term in office with momentous plans to change U.S. trade policy to achieve various economic and non-trade-related aims. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order imposing new tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China. Under the new U.S. order, import tariffs on Chinese goods will be set at 10%, while most goods from Canada and Mexico will face a 25% tariff. Trump's aggressive tariff policy is part of his long-term strategy to strengthen America's trade position on the global stage. However, this move could trigger a large-scale trade war with severe economic consequences. We are not sure, but in the scenario where Trump sits back on the throne, how will America's future be? It is a planned economic collapse. Whether it's just a spooky coincidence or a reflection of real-world fears, one thing is clear. Economic uncertainty is looming. While we can only hope the future doesn't play out like this Simpsons episode, it's definitely a good time to stay prepared and keep an eye on your finances. As inflation rates rise and the world drowns in debt, a huge economic meltdown in 2025 is no far-fetched scenario. As you can see now, all governments around the globe are struggling with huge debts and investments that have resulted in speculation all over the globe. This show is a testament to poor choices in financial activities that resonate even louder and clearer today than ever before. With Donald Trump once again at the center of political discourse and the global economy on edge, the prophetic tone of this particular episode strikes closer to home than ever before. The Simpsons may be known for its humor, but its uncanny ability to mirror the future leaves many wondering if this fictional collapse could soon become a real-world disaster. Before we delve deeper into this discussion, it's crucial to emphasize that our objective here is not to advocate for any specific viewpoint, but rather to explore the narratives and interpretations that people have been discussing around this topic. In the context of faith, particularly in Christianity, many believe that natural and man-made disasters serve as warnings, as consequences of the sinfulness of humanity. Only God knows what the future holds, and we must turn to Him for guidance in these times of uncertainty. The whole of America should pray together for peace in all states, for the sake of its citizens. The prophecy of Nostradamus could come true, and everybody should pay attention and be prepared for what is to come. Americans should unite together. What is happening in America right now is said to be fixed with what Vanga predicted before. She allegedly foresaw a major leadership crisis, financial instability, and civil unrest that could shake the nation to its core. Political polarization is at an all-time high, and economic challenges loom large on the horizon. Could 2025 be the year the U.S. faces its greatest test? The United Kingdom is the next nation is called. Baba Vanga's prophecies also hinted at the decline of a former colonial power. Many believe this could apply to the United Kingdom, which has been on shaky ground since Brexit. By 2025, the UK could face unprecedented challenges. Baba Vanga also warned of financial distress hitting Western Europe. With the UK's economy already showing signs of strain, could 2025 mark the beginning of a new era of uncertainty for the nation? Wider, she gave another big prediction for the Europe. Baba Vanga supposedly predicted the outbreak of a conflict that would affect much of Europe. Her visions seem to point to a war that could escalate to involve global powers. It is said that she warned about the destruction of the world as we know it, a phrase some interpret as referring to a conflict that could shift the balance of power and cause great loss. According to this interpretation, the conflict could drastically reduce the population in Europe and create a worldwide humanitarian crisis. Current tensions in Europe and Asia have led many to view this prediction as a serious warning, though the true scope of her words remains a topic of debate. Her prophecy states, "When Syria falls, a great war between the West and the East will follow. In the spring, a conflict will ignite in the East, leading to a third world war, a war that will destroy the West." As events in Syria spiral, fears of this vision coming true are mounting. Recent developments in Aleppo, where insurgents have captured key installations, have drawn renewed attention to a dire prophecy made by Baba Vanga. Rebels from the Islamist Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group have declared the end of the era as they push deeper into Damascus, capturing Sednaya prison, a notorious symbol of Assad's regime. Aleppo has already fallen, and while the Syrian Defense Ministry denies claims of Hom's capture, the rebels' momentum remains unchecked. Key ally Hezbollah has withdrawn its forces, and thousands of Syrian soldiers have reportedly fled to Iraq. Panic grips Damascus, with residents scrambling for supplies and money, fearing what comes next. In a symbolic act, protesters in the city's suburbs have toppled statues of Assad's father, Hafez al-Assad. Before her death in 1996, Baba Vanga predicted that Syria's fall would act as a precursor to a global conflict. She warned, "As soon as Syria falls, expect a great war between the West and the East. In the spring, a war in the East will begin, and there will be a third world war, a war in the East that will destroy the West." This cryptic message has left many speculating about the future of the Middle East and the broader consequences for global stability. The rapid escalation in Syria is now seen as a potential trigger for the catastrophic conflict she foresaw. As Assad's regime collapses, Syria's unrest could spill over into neighboring regions, risking wider conflict. Baba Vanga's prophecy, once dismissed as folklore, feels alarmingly relevant as the global community braces for what might follow. The fall of Aleppo to insurgents has wider implications, not just for Syria, but also for global peace. With its international airport now under militant control, Syria's situation could potentially exacerbate tensions among major powers, particularly as Russian-made weapons feature prominently in the insurgents' cache. This development has drawn international scrutiny, with concerns that the conflict may escalate beyond the region. Adding weight to the prophecy, Baba Vanga ominously stated, "Syria will fall at the feet of the winner, but the winner will not be the one." This cryptic remark has left many wondering about the true implications of her foresight. As the situation in Syria unfolds, the eerie relevance of Baba Vanga's predictions serves as a reminder of the delicate state of international relations. While skeptics may dismiss her words as coincidence, the alignment of her prophecy with recent events underscores the uncertainty. That's why Baba Vanga also supposedly predicted the outbreak of a conflict that would affect much of Europe in 2025. Like Nostradamus, her visions seem to point to a war that could escalate to involve global powers. It is said that she warned about the destruction of the world as we know it, a phrase some interpret as referring to a conflict that could shift the balance of power and cause great loss. According to this interpretation, the conflict could drastically reduce the population in Europe and create a worldwide humanitarian crisis. Current tensions in Europe and Asia have led many to view this prediction as a serious warning, though the true scope of her words remains a topic of debate. Baba Vanga's predictions have frequently touched on Russia. Throughout history, Russia has been no stranger to political intrigue and economic turbulence. But if the predictions of Baba Vanga hold any weight, the nation could be on the brink of a major internal shift. She spoke of power struggles at the highest levels, potential betrayals, and economic instability that could send ripples across the globe. With ongoing geopolitical tensions, strict international sanctions, and mounting internal unrest, Russia stands at a crossroads. Some speculate that 2025 could usher in a leadership crisis, possibly even an internal coup, fundamentally reshaping the country's future. Economic pressures continue to mount, and if a financial collapse were to occur, just as Baba Vanga supposedly foresaw, it could trigger far-reaching consequences, both for Russia and the world economy. The question remains, is Russia heading toward a period of unprecedented upheaval? As the nation navigates these turbulent times, the world watches closely, wondering if we are witnessing a moment of profound historical change. Another warning from her. Besides the specific warnings Baba Vanga gave to the 6 countries mentioned above, she also cautioned the world about other terrifying events that could become a reality in 2025. At first, She warned us, the rise of technology. Could 2025 be the year we unlock the secrets of the human mind? According to Baba Vanga, telepathy could become a reality, stepping out of the realm of science fiction. Scientists will allegedly discover a way to harness brain waves for direct communication. In Baba Vanga's predictions, thanks to advances in organ transplant technology, humans will live to be more than 100 years old. She also anticipated that the darkness would be gone, and another region of Earth would be illuminated by artificial sunlight. She foresees a major breakthrough in the realm of quantum computing, bringing an unprecedented technological revolution. This advancement is set to shake up various sectors, from finance and healthcare to cybersecurity, all thanks to the mind-blowing capabilities of quantum computers. The rapid advance of technology is transforming civilization in ways no one expected, in ways that are exciting and scary, ways we are only beginning to understand. Tech seems on the verge of recreating human beings into something new, something altered, bionic, computerized, robotic, superhuman. The internet's spiderweb has descended and covered nearly all elements of civilization. The smartphone, smartwatch, and smart home are growing into the smart world. So, are these things linked to the Bible prophecy? Some readers may recall the words given to the prophet Daniel more than 25 centuries ago in Daniel 12:4, that at the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Not until recent history have we seen a time when millions of people rapidly fly all over the globe, reaching destinations in hours that in previous centuries took months or even years. Until year 1900, human knowledge approximately doubled every century. However, by 1950, human knowledge doubled every 25 years. In 2000, human knowledge would double every year. Now, our knowledge is almost doubling every day. This should certainly make us pay attention to how quickly our world is changing, and with it, how previously puzzling Bible prophecies might now be fulfilled. In Matthew 24, Jesus Christ's disciples asked him what would signal his return. What started with the movable type printing press in 1439 eventually matured into the internet and smartphones, instant fingertip access to anything at any time. Christ's words in Matthew 24:14 have never made more sense than in this era. The internet in everyone's pockets means the potential now exists, as never before, for the true gospel of God's coming kingdom to be preached, truly, to all nations. In Revelation 13:15-17, verses show the rise in the last days of a world-ruling superpower centered in Europe called the Beast. God's word shows it will exercise unprecedented control over people, like the vast Roman Empire but bigger and modern, with religion playing a major role. Revelation shows how the religious leader of this end-time superpower will honor the civil aspect of this power and will punish and kill those who refuse to worship the beast. Note how those who refuse to be part of this satanic system are cut off from buying or selling. Their economic tap is turned off. Then think of our soon-coming cashless society. Every transaction is rapidly becoming electronic. It will not be technically difficult for people to no longer be able to buy and sell if they do not fall in line with the beast power. Technology may not be the actual mark of the beast, but it will almost certainly be used to enforce the mark. The stage is set for God to reach vast numbers with the true gospel, and the context of this prophecy is just before Christ's second coming. Baba Vanga predicted that communication technologies would continue to evolve, making it easier for people to connect across vast distances. Innovations in this field could lead to faster, more reliable internet connections and new ways of interacting with each other, further shrinking the global village. Baba Vanga's technological advancements predicted for 2024 are expected to impact daily life profoundly. From healthcare to communication, these innovations could improve efficiency, convenience, and overall quality of life. As we embrace these changes, it is important to consider the benefits and potential challenges they may bring. Also with that, humans face to dangerous cyber attacks. She warns of a surge in cyber attacks for 2024. These aren't your run-of-the-mill hackers. They're leveling up in sophistication, targeting critical infrastructure like power grids and water treatment facilities. These attacks could lead to widespread disruptions and chaos, posing a serious national security threat. If you think the COVID-19 pandemic marked the peak of humanity's fear, then what Vanga predicted could very well lead us to a fear no less profound. Baba Vanga's prediction of a sleep pandemic is one of her most unsettling warnings. She described a mysterious illness that could sweep across the world, causing people to fall into a sudden, unexplained sleep. One of the strangest prophecies for 2025 is the emergence of a new pandemic caused by lack of sleep. A strange virus that triggers an outbreak of extreme fatigue never seen before is spreading worldwide in 2025. This pandemic is unprecedented in its scale, leading to a future where insomnia is a debilitating disease affecting everyone, causing conflicts and social unrest. People will feel an irresistible need to sleep and will be unable to do anything for extended periods. As a result, people will find it harder to work, go to school, and live their normal lives. There are many possible causes of this sleep pandemic in 2025. One is the increasing use of technology, especially smartphones and social media, which disrupts the natural sleep cycle and exposes people to blue light and radiation. Another is the rising level of stress and anxiety caused by the chaotic and uncertain world situation, which prevents people from relaxing and falling asleep. A third factor is the declining quality of the environment, especially air and water, which affects people's health and well-being and disrupts their sleep. These causes have persisted and worsened in recent years. Although many experts and organizations have warned and advised people to care for their sleep hygiene and health, they have recommended following simple tips, such as avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, setting a regular sleep schedule, creating a comfortable and dark sleeping environment, and practicing relaxation techniques like meditation or yoga. Whatever the truth is, Baba Vanga's words leave us with chilling questions. For 2025, Vanga warned us the strange virus will attack human life so bad. Birds have been affected by numerous viruses in the past, such as avian flu, which can be transmitted to humans. It is possible that a new virus could emerge that would have a significant impact on bird populations. The potential consequences of such an event would depend on the severity of the virus and the ability of humans to contain its spread. A dangerous virus affecting bird populations could potentially have significant ecological and economic consequences. It could disrupt food supplies, as well as impact other animal populations that rely on birds for food or pollination. Additionally, it could potentially lead to the spread of the virus to humans, which could have significant health consequences. Bird populations have been affected by numerous viruses in the past, and the potential for future outbreaks is always a concern. However, the identification and monitoring of potential bird viruses is an active area of research, and scientists are working to develop new vaccines and other preventative measures to protect both birds and humans. Baba Vanga's predictions for 2025 also encompass significant geopolitical changes. She foresaw shifts in global power dynamics that could reshape international relations and influence the balance of power. Emerging powers could rise to prominence once dominant nations see their influence wane. These changes will impact global trade, economic policies, and diplomatic relations. Countries must navigate these shifts carefully to maintain stability and foster cooperation. Baba Vanga's prophecies suggest that some nations may form new alliances, while others could experience internal strife and political upheaval. The predicted geopolitical changes may also affect global security. Shifting power dynamics could increase the risk of conflicts and tensions. Nations must prioritize diplomacy and conflict resolution to avoid escalation and promote peace. In addition to power shifts, Baba Vanga predicted changes in global leadership. New leaders may emerge with different visions and policies, influencing the direction of their countries and the world. These leaders could be crucial in addressing global challenges, such as climate change, economic inequality, and social justice. Baba Vanga's predictions for geopolitical changes in 2025 highlight the need for adaptability and resilience. As the world evolves, nations must work together to navigate these changes and create a more stable and prosperous future. Her words have been passed down orally, and she is now credited with several predictions for 2025 that point to profound global changes. Baba Vanga is also known for her visions of natural disasters that would affect the planet's climate and living conditions. She reportedly predicted that extreme weather events, including intense heat waves in Europe and desertification in parts of South America and Asia, would mark 2025. These interpretations align with modern concerns about climate change, which forecasts drought conditions and extreme heat in certain regions. She foresaw a catastrophic earthquake striking the United States. Though specifics like location or timing remain unclear, her followers believe this prediction could be linked to the heightened seismic activity across the country. She warned that this earthquake might result in widespread devastation and loss, affecting countless lives. In the United States, there is concern that these fires could severely impact California and other regions prone to massive wildfires. Meanwhile, in Asia, some believe Vanga predicted an earthquake or tsunami that could affect Japan and its surrounding areas. As we face these predictions, it is essential to approach them with a balance of curiosity and caution, acknowledging both their historical context and their potential relevance to today's global challenges. It is also said that Vanga mentions the effects of climate change in regions like Brazil, where severe droughts could occur, and coastal areas in Asia and southern Europe, which could be at risk of flooding. These interpretations reflect current concerns about global warming and how it might reshape the world in the coming decades. Apparently, the latest predictions have raised concern among her followers and the public, as they predict that the apocalypse will begin in 2025. The apocalypse is anticipated to begin in 2025, despite the fact that humanity will not be completely eradicated until 5079, as stated in the timeline of her predictions. Besides, Baba Vanga went on to state that a conflict in Europe would devastate the continent's population by 2025. The prophecy is worrying the people, particularly in light of the ongoing conflicts and tensions in geopolitics. Following Vanga, this is the timeline to the end of humanity. In 2025, the inciting incident that kicks off the ultimate end of humanity will be an unspecified conflict in Europe, which will devastate the continent's population. Then, when we come to 2028, humanity needs more energy. To do this, they will manage to explore Venus to find new energy sources. This may be one of the most unbelievable parts of this timeline, since Venus is essentially an inhospitable hellscape with an atmosphere so acidic that nothing could survive, and no space probe has ever managed to survive more than a couple of hours. In 2033, climate change is very dangerous, and that shouldn't be understated. However, Baba Vanga supposedly predicted that at this point, the polar ice caps would melt and sea levels would rise drastically worldwide. Ever see the old episode of The Simpsons where Russia flips a switch and the Soviet Union suddenly out of nowhere reforms? The Berlin Wall shoots back up out of the ground, and a zombie Vladimir Lenin smashes out of his crypt, groaning about crushing capitalism? Well, it may not be like this exactly, but Baba Vanga's alleged prediction claims that at this point in 2076, communism will not just be back, but will take over the entire world. In 2130, skipping ahead to the next century, humanity will, at this point, supposedly make contact with aliens. What could go wrong? Climate change in 2170 is going to get worse, and at this point, a drought is supposedly going to spread across the world. In 3005, perhaps it's due to human colonization, or perhaps it's aliens. Regardless, at this point, there will supposedly already have been some kind of civilization on Mars, and they will fight a war with Earth. In 3797 at this point, Due to any number of reasons, the Earth will supposedly no longer be able to support life. Humans will allegedly leave their homeworld at this point and move on to parts unknown. This is it. The end gonna happen in 5079, the grand finale. And of course, with as vague of a prediction as this is, if this was even a real prediction at all, we know nothing about it. All we know is that the world will end. Yes, the world will supposedly already be uninhabitable by this point. So what this refers to is honestly anyone's guess. Does it go out with a bang or with a whimper? Is there a great epic battle or a rather anticlimactic incident? Keep in mind that this is all patently ridiculous. Yes, Baba Vanga was a real person, and yes, she has amassed quite a following and legend around her. However, since no one wrote down her predictions, no one knows if any prediction attributed to her these days is genuine. And even if it was, no one knows if the prediction would be true. But we need to take a note at this. Although there are many prophets who make predictions about the end of the world, in reality, God has said that no one knows the day or hour of his coming, but God.